My name is T.C. Smythe. Welcome to the Houston Oasis. We are a community grounded in reason and celebrating the human experience. And part of our human experience each week here includes the consumption of music and the arts. And I'm very pleased this morning to bring to you my friend, Mr. Jim Comm, who, like Giancarlo Caffarena, also plays a Chapman Stick. And I'm sure during the break he'd be happy to have you come up and look at his rig and see what he's got going on. He plays the most wonderfully mood-altering music. I got to tell you, he has a wonderful record out called Jimmy Nobody, which I own, and I play it when I study. Yeah. Originally from Singapore, and living here in Houston, he's come to the point where he gets to be a day trader, which is a pretty cool position to be in. But he loves his art, so his habit is supported by his living, which a lot of us can't say. Please put your hands together for Mr. Jim Comm.
Thank you very much, GC. Well, well, that piece is called Thoughts of Home. I love being an instrumentalist largely because I don't remember lyrics all that well. And the ones I'm most likely to forget are the ones I've written. Having said that, here's a love song. Or one that purports to be a love song. Ask my wife, I'm one of the last great romantics. Not. Anyway, this could have been a love song. It might have been a love song. It's a love song wannabe. There in that room, at the foot of the stairs, stood this plaintive young thing with a long flaxen hair. Tried to score me a reason to go say hello, but just stood there like a fool. And then she saw me from the corner of her eye. She looked up and waved with a tentative smile as she came up to me with frozen eyes still, and she held me real tight. And she said to me, Georgie, how have you been? Why haven't you written? When did you come back in? As she wept a salt tear that rolled down my chin, I had no heart to tell her my name is Jim. When our two souls traverse in their own path to hell, a chance meet at the night parallel, two lonely hearts that have given up their fight, two passing ships in the still of the night, two passing ships in the still of the night. With this girl in my arms, didn't know what to do to keep her from harm, tried to scare her some, real clever to say, but just stood there like a fool. And then out of nowhere, this guy slid on by, put his arm on her shoulder, gently led her aside, and he looked at me sadly where frozen I stood as he held her real tight. And he said to me, mister, I'm sorry to say my sister's been touched, and she's been this away since a young man was taken in Basra last May. They were gonna be married this past Saturday. Then our two souls traversed in their own path to hell, a chance meet at the night parallel, two lonely hearts that have given up their fight. Two passing ships in the still of the night, two passing ships in the still of the night. But sometimes late at night, while laying alone in bed, I dream of deeds not done, of words never said. We could both be released from events of the past when I stood there like a fool. And she said to me, Georgie, how have you been? Thank you very much. manifesto earlier. Kind of reminds me that, you know, I should find this odd that the best news reporting I see on TV anymore is John Oliver and HBO. That, of course, has nothing to do with this song. Suicide is something that affects many of us in some way. A young friend of mine took his life at work during lunchtime a few years ago. And I wrote this song. None of us went to his funeral. The family did not want anyone there except for people who were kin. There's a lot of shame involved, there's a lot of guilt. He wrote this long rambling note, I'm told. He had all kinds of details. He had things about bank accounts, passwords, all these things for his widow to deal with. He was only 30 years old, had a infant son. But as far as I know, the note never said why he did it. I wrote the song in his widow's voice. I figured John Prime can write the voice of an old lady. I can write the voice of a young one. Here I am just sitting around, gazing at the sea. My Danny has just left me like the leaves fall from a tree. He never ventured anything that would give me a clue. The last thing that he said to me was, "Baby, I love you." Margie called just yesterday to drop me a line. "We miss you here at Bridge," she said. "You ought to come sometime." I never called her back, you see, I didn't have the time. I have to watch the surf spray on the rock and figure out my crime. What was he thinking of? Well, I may never know. His note was cold and empty, like a winter wind that blows. He betrayed no information, then he suddenly did depart. All that stuff about the bank was clear, but what was in his heart? Danny's sister came by late last week to try to clear the air. She said, "We've got to talk of this, my dear," but I said I didn't care. She tried to mention something else, but I told her just to leave. As the breakers, my soul floats out to sea. What was he thinking of? Well, I may never know. His note was cold and empty, like a winter wind that blows. He betrayed no information, then he suddenly did depart. Well, all that stuff about the bank was clear, but what was in his heart? Danny put a barrel to his head, and in an instant he was gone. Baby Mikey lives with Grandma now. I didn't know where else to turn. The waves hit at the seawall, a tiny pebble at a time. As the sun dips up the horizon, my life ebbs out with the tide. What was he thinking of? What was he thinking of? What was he thinking of?